Hello one, hello all, I'm your dad, Scoobingo. We're here to talk about Black Panther. You know what time it is. It's been a long time coming. I'm sure the anticipation for everybody was through the roof. But I gotta tell you, the production side of things is like the very beginning of this is what made me excited. We had Ryan Coogler directing, who had done Fruitvale Station and Creed, two fantastic movies. By now, after seeing Black Panther, this man has done no wrong. The whole cast, as soon as they were announced, the whole squad was absolutely phenomenal. For me, there was no way that this thing could have failed. I mean, it had too much good going for it. The cast, the director. Marvel has definitely been changing things up. They haven't been sticking to their formula. I felt like Doctor Strange was a movie that fell directly into their formula, and I could just feel what was coming next just based on what they've been doing for the past few years. But this movie changes things up. It feels like what they did with Guardians and Ragnarok, how it's colorful, it's bright, it's in your face. And the visuals, it was absolutely gorgeous. I'm a big fan of the ritual combat scenes in particular, just because there was a lot more light on those particular scenes. Some of the other fight scenes were a little bit too dark. I couldn't really see what was going on. This movie definitely could have used a lot more Killmonger. I feel like he's not in this movie enough. It's a little disappointing because I did see the movie twice now, and I was just hoping for more Michael B. Jordan because he kills it in this role. He is absolutely phenomenal. I found Killmonger in this movie, at least, to be a little bit more interesting than T'Challa. This antagonist who we don't really agree with what he's doing, you know, the way he goes about things, killing people, but you understand where he's coming from and you get why he's doing these things. I just want to mention the soundtrack because it's not as prominent as I expected it to be. I'm sure Kevin Feige heard that Future verse and was just like, nope. But I'm a fan of the score. There was some like African drums, percussion in there. It was actually a score from Marvel that you're actually able to point out and be like, oh, I actually remember that. Usually when you watch these movies from Marvel, nothing from the score point of view, you just remember nothing. I'm actually surprised that most of the jokes in this movie, most if not all, for me, landed. And even in saying that, I feel like that there weren't that many jokes. It could be that, or maybe all of them landed for me. I don't know. But surprisingly, not as like banging on your head the amount of jokes that they usually do. I was scared going into this movie that this movie was going to start preaching at some point or another. They handled this thing really, really well because it has a message and it's in there and it's a really good one. And they don't beat you over the head with it. As far as negatives goes for this movie, I definitely don't have a lot. Like I said before, I think that this movie really could have used a lot more Killmonger. He's definitely one of the strongest villains that Marvel's had in recent years, and I thought that Spider-Man Homecoming did a good job with their villain, but this just brings it to a whole new level. So much depth into the villain that we haven't even seen this in a Marvel movie before, maybe not even since Loki. We get the antagonist and the protagonist having these two ideas, and none of them are 100% right, none of them are 100% wrong, and then we have to figure out where this gray area is. And I think that when it's all said and done, I think that T'Challa learns a lot from Killmonger. So that says a lot about this villain. I do feel like the last part of the movie, the big final battle, was a little underwhelming. Particularly Killmonger versus T'Challa. Yeah, man, when they were fighting in the dark down in that basement, I don't even know what to call it, in that cave, it was just very dark, and when I was watching that thing, all I could see was CG. It wasn't the prettiest thing to watch. I mean, they had such a good opportunity just to bring it back upstairs, but I do love, you know, what came from that fight. I do love the climax of that thing and, you know, the dialogue between T'Challa and Killmonger. I thought that was absolutely phenomenal. The last few bits of that fight, Killmonger was excellent. The visuals were absolutely stunning, so colorful, brought Africa to life in this. Wakanda was absolutely phenomenal. They handled the Vibranium and Wakanda thing spectacularly. A lot of great actors and cast members doing a fantastic job. Everyone was strong in this movie. All that being said, this movie for me is one of the best that Marvel's put out. It's hard for me to rank a movie when it just came out, but I'm going to just say that this movie gets an 8.8 for me. I just remember 4 years ago thinking that we would never make it this far. Oh my god, the next movie coming out is indeed Infinity War. And that's not even that far. We're 3 months away. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, if you like this review, give it a like, subscribe if you're new, get in the comments, tell me what you thought about this movie. I am your boy Scoobingo from the 5th Row. I'm gone.